Samurai, stand up! Samurai, stand up! Oh, my fellow samurai, all y'all ready to samurai slice that fat away?
Stop it. Get some help.
What's good, my fellow main characters? My name is Bam and welcome to the channel for another video. In today's video, we're going to be creating a custom workout routine for the samurai himself, the Shogun! The ankle breaker. The man whose charisma is far greater than his... I'm just saying words right now. I'm talking about CoryxKenshin.
My name is CoryxKenshin, aka the Samurai. I pull up on the scene looking sharp as a knife. Yo, why you sitting there? Taste that like, do it nice, yeah.
We're going to just create a custom workout routine for him. That's it. So let me break down the plan, and don't worry about the fact that this is a Harry Potter thing. I was going with theme, guys. Hi, my name is Bam. I'm a buff nerd. I'm a certified personal trainer that's also into nerd culture. And my biggest dream and ambition in life is just to help nerds achieve their dreams. And I'm a personal trainer, so I'm working from the fitness side of things first. So that's what we're doing today. And so the first nerd that we're going to be creating a custom 6-week plan for is CoryxKenshin. I do not know Cory personally, right? I do not know what Cory truly wants for his body. So the idea behind this video is literally going based off everything that I've seen online about Cory, everything that I've experienced from his content. I'm creating a persona, if you will, of the CoryxKenshin, and using that persona as my baseline to go through my specific workflow for how I would deal with a client and how I would create a custom routine. Also, I want to give my hearts and prayers out to Cory. I watched his latest video where he mentioned him dealing with some neck pain and him finding out that it was actually him experiencing arthritis in his neck. As a personal trainer, I have a few clients that are dealing with arthritis, and it's not a fun thing to go through. It's kind of like this chronic pain that you can live with, but it sucks to live with. My suspicion is probably due to all those long hours of sitting at a desk and constantly having his head in the same position all the time. If Cory came to me as a potential client, the first thing I would always ask him is like, hey, what does your physical therapist recommend? Are you meeting with a physical therapist? And because I always go with a physical therapist first, as ultimately the physical therapist's goal is to bring you back to a normal portion of health. My goal as a personal trainer is to help you get to your ideal form, right? My job is to get you from base form to Super Saiyan 1, 2, or 3. The physical therapist's job is to help you to get from like Krillin and Yamcha back up to Goku base form, right? So my practical recommendations is check with your physical therapist, work with them first. When you're feeling healthy and better, this will be a great routine that will not only build off of what the physical therapist is probably providing for you right now, but will also help you with your goals. Do it! So guys, so this is a template structure. Every time I meet with a client, I always have a certain structure that I go through so that I can create a client profile. This client profile gives me enough structure and guidance to create a routine that best fits the information they're giving me. So this is the custom nerd build from CoryxKenshin. So the first question we always want to... No, let me get this hat off my head. I'm not going to do this for the whole video, guys. So the first question I always want to get clear with my client is, what are your goals? And I divide this into two different sections. I have the abstract, which is basically the time where I allow a client to kind of just blurt out whatever's on their mind. And so we're going to do that for Cory based on what I know for Cory. So the first thing that comes to mind for Cory is samurai, right? His whole marketing, his whole shtick, everything that he's clung onto for like over a decade now is based around the theme of a samurai, right? And when I think about a samurai, I think about athletic, can't spell athletic, that's cool, lean, fast, and precise. Next thing I know about Cory, he likes to dance. He's a dancer. If you guys have ever watched Cory for long enough and you've seen his skits, this man is always moving. He likes to dance. He's really good at popping and locking and everything like that, right? We do know he's dealing with some neck pain, so strengthening the neck.
You just gotta stroke that thing.
And honestly, so far, that's the only things that can come to mind. Maybe we want to implement some preventative work for the work he is doing. So sitting at a desk. And oftentimes in our lives, we will do things for a long period of time that causes a lot of stiffness and a lot of long-term issues. So oftentimes when I'm working with my clients, we try to do things that reverse that. We try to do things that like help to basically open a person up from the stiffness. Most of my clients work 9 to 5s, and so they'll like sit down at a desk and like be locked in place. And so we do a lot of work to kind of reverse that. We do a lot of work to reverse the posture and get it back in place. We do a lot of work to help activate the glutes because those glutes are dead and it's causing lower back pain for them. That's all I have right now when it comes to the abstract ideals for Cory. Once I go from abstract, I immediately go into objective. Abstract is nice and beautiful, but I need something concrete. I need to lock in on what specific elements I really want to lock in on that is backed by science that I can use to like cater the routine towards. So we want to gain lean muscle mass.
Yes, sir.
Looking at Cory doesn't seem to have too much body fat on him, so I don't think that's going to be a big concern when it comes to lose weight. Increase in strength. Yeah, we're going to increase in strength because samurais are also pretty strong. Improve flexibility and oh, my sword is falling. I don't think necessarily for this routine I'm going to care too much about improving cardio unless Cory specifically comes to me about that. Improve overall health for sure.
Yes, sir.
Recover from injury. Yes, absolutely. We have that neck arthritis we got to target and work on. Any unique goals? Nothing that I could think of right now. Cory, if you're reacting to this at any point in time, let me know. I'll watch your reaction and then come up with an updated version of this. Step 2, we move on to resources. What do you have access to, including equipment, money, and time? Cory did make a video talking about that money is not really an issue for him right now. So he's got bank. So which means he would have access to a gym if he really wanted to. So we'll say access to a gym. What about food? Cory could hire a private chef. I don't think he is. I'm gonna say access to a gym, which if he's meeting with a physical therapist, then he does have access to a gym. He at least has access to a place with enough equipment and he has enough resources to afford the support of a physical therapist. And even if he doesn't, he potentially could just buy some gym equipment, but I'll try to keep this routine low equipment, right? Maybe some dumbbells, maybe a few machines. I'll probably just keep it dumbbell body weight. That's how I'll keep it, low equipment. I don't know what Cory's schedule is, but what I do know is that Cory is a full-time YouTuber. Right now, he's in the middle of making 100 videos by the end of December. He's pretty busy and he's been pretty locked in as of late. He also is working on his manga, Monsters We Make. Y'all should buy it. It's a great read. Not sponsored, by the way, but Cory, if you want to sponsor me, I also do anime reactions and stuff, so I would love to cover your series more in depthly. But hey, he's running that business, so I assume that's going to take a lot of time. And now I also work with a lot of CEOs as well, and something about anyone that runs their own business, they are locked in all the time, bro. They are busy. So it's like time is a very weird thing for people that are super busy and locked in like that, especially to run their own company. And Cory is running a full-time YouTube channel and he's supporting with his own manga company. Damn. For Monsters We Make. So I'm assuming time is limited. It's a valuable resource. He's also got all the time in the world. So I'm going to keep that in mind, which also, now that I think about it, is probably going to go into the limitations and restrictions section. Look, guys, don't beat me up. I made this structure today. Okay, limitations and restrictions. Okay, neck pain. My neck. He also had asthma when he's younger. Whenever someone says, I dealt with asthma when I'm younger, that means they probably haven't had a flare-up or a serious flare-up in years. So I'm not going to assume that's even an issue for us right now. And then again, time is limited. Okay, now let's get on to the super nerdy fun part of things. Woo! Training style. What style matches the ideal? So I have 6 different training styles that represent a type of archetype of a person. So we have tanker for strength. These are your big Hulk looking muscular guys, the people that want to look like monsters everywhere they go, big muscular bodybuilder, strongman type people. Then you have your fighter, the power type. This is the people that want more of that balanced superhero heroic look. They want to look like Superman. They want to look like Captain America. They want to look like Thor, right? So this is like that that version right there. Then you have your striker. This is your speed type. These are the guys that are into that MMA, right? They want to be lean, fast, capable, moving, right? They want to do that. They want to pow, 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 and be out of the way. Then you have rangers. These are your endurance athletes. These are the guys that are like, I could do this all day, no matter what, right? That's that kind of mindset right there. Then you have your casters. These are the, I'm in control. These are the wannabe magicians, but they look lean, but they also have a mystical control over their body. Then you have the healer. This is your flexible, go with the flow, sit in the back lines, take things easy kind of person, right? And I also have it such that you can multi-class into this, right? So you don't have to stay restricted to one. You could pick multiple. If you want to be like, I want everything, I mean, you can pick everything if you really want to. Most people don't want to do everything because most people wouldn't want to do all that work. So in the case of Cory, I think it's pretty obvious. Going off the idea of the samurai, I think that fits the speed type, and we're gonna dip a little bit into the ranger type. I can see Cory appreciating a body that is lean, agile, explosive with the speed and quickness, but also has the ability to sustain, has some endurance built into it. The final question is going to be the training structure, the weekly training routine for the build. So this is more of a facet of what's going to be the most optimal training split to go on, not only for the goal, but based on the time that person has access to. So we know Cory is a busy person, and so asking him to come in for a training routine, honestly, more than 3 times per week seems like it'll be a crazy dud, right? So we're gonna go for something that's a 2 to 3 days split. And to me, the most optimal 2 to 3 day split is going to be full body. Also, the full body routine that we're going to be crafting in a moment is most likely going to be the time constraints for that is going to be 45 minutes to an hour, right? So if you think about it, this is going to be a routine that you could do 2 to 3 times per week. It's only going to take a max 3 hours out of your whole week. So guys, it's probably going to take me a while to kind of make the routine. So I'll see you guys in just a moment when I have the routine finished.
2,000 years later.
And it's done, guys. Your boy finished it. Okay, so what I have prepared for Cory today is going to be a 3-day full body modeled shogun, because he is the shogun of the samurai. And so we have 3 days, and each day is named after a different weapon a samurai would use. So day 1 is katana, which is our strength and foundation focus. Specifically when we're going over the neck rotations here, something that Cory did mention in the video is that whenever he moves his neck, he feels more pain. And that is very common, right? And oftentimes we kind of want to run away from pain, thinking that that's a sign that something is wrong. But when it comes to that specific case, of course, take the advice of the physical therapist first before taking a stranger's advice online. You want to work within a range of motion that feels on the verge of discomfort, not necessarily discomfort, right? If you're not able to do massive, big neck rotations like this, Cory, that is perfectly fine. If you're only able to stay in this small, limited range of motion, work within that range. Over time, your body will adapt and adjust and give you more and more range, unless it's a more serious issue than what was originally described in the video when you were expressing it. But of course, take the advice of your physical therapist first before you take the advice of a stranger online, just saying. But everything else is just general mobility stuff to make sure that things are loosened up before you get into the workout. And after general mobility, we're going to go into dynamic movements. What I like to describe it to my clients as, this is like the appetizer before the main meal. And so the movement prep is going to be the same for each one of the days. We have inchworms to plank, then we have the world's greatest stretch, then we have reverse snow angels, should feel really good on the shoulders and potentially help to loosen up any tension that's building in the traps going into the neck. And then we have our reverse lunges to get those glutes turned on before we get into the workout. So day 1's workout is going to be dumbbell kettlebell deadlifts, supersetted with either cable face pulls or dumbbell reverse flies. A special note I have here: progress by increasing reps before weights. Once you master 3 sets of 15, increase load to reach 3 sets of 10 with effort. The reason why I want to prioritize reps over weight is because we're not trying to get super big, right? We're still trying to stay within that striker and ranger builds. And so endurance is going to be more important for us. So I'd rather us build endurance first and then stack on the strength. It's also going to be a lot easier on the central nervous system, and it should aid in recovery because remember, we're also pretty busy. We're running a full-time YouTube channel and we have a manga business that we're running, so we're pretty busy, so we don't want to deal with excessive soreness and exhaustion. Next movement, we have the archer push-ups, right? We got to get a little bit more sophisticated in there. I didn't want to just put regular push-ups in. Even though Corey might be at regular push-up level, I don't know where his skill set's at. I don't know where his overall strength is, but I thought archer push-ups would be a little bit more fitting and a little bit more matching that samurai warrior aesthetic, right? Then we have dumbbell lunges, 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps each side, supersetted with dumbbell bicep curls, right? Same principle that we have for the previous superset we have in the first slot, which is progress by increasing reps before weight. Once you master that 3x15, or in this case, I gotta rewrite this now, 3x12, increase the load to reach 3x10, 3x8. Then we have neutral grip pull-ups. That'll be our next one. We got to work on that back and we got to build it up. This is something that I've been doing more recently with some clients. It's called the Palloff press, and I kind of like it. It's a really cool movement for building up core stability and also working on that anti-rotation, really working on that core strength. And then we have an optional finisher, the one I spent way too much time thinking about. The Ayudo Rush. So the optional finishers, I designed them to be more so as either a nice bonus at the end of a routine if you still have gas in the tank and really want to push yourselves to that plus ultra, to that Bonkai limits, right? Or as a quick alternative on those days where you're either really not feeling like working out, but you really want to get it in and have that discipline, or if you're just really pressed on time. Most of the workouts I have set up here, you can get it done within 45 minutes, but these optional finishers, these are more on the 15 to 20 minute time frames. And this finisher is called the Ayudo Rush, and it's going to be 3 to 4 rounds with a 60 to 90 second rest between the rounds. And it's basically going to be 10 bodyweight squats, 10 push-ups, 10 kettlebell swings, and 5 burpees back to back. Rest for about 60 to maybe 90 seconds, and then go in again and do 3 to 4 rounds. Day 2 is a Naginata. This represents volume and endurance. So this day is a little bit more intense. So it's one of those days where it's like you get day 1, then you give yourself about 2, maybe a day or 2 in between, and then you hit day 2. The workout is going to be dumbbell front squats, supersetted with dumbbell shoulder press. Same principle here when it comes to progression. I want you to progress reps versus weights. Next movement, we have wide grip pull-ups, 3 sets of 8 to 15 reps. Then we have our next superset, which is going to be hip thrust, supersetted with bent over dumbbell rows. Then our fourth movement is going to be bodyweight dips. Then we're going to finish it off with some elbow plank holds. We got to get that core engagement in there. Also, rest time between each exercise is going to be about 45 seconds to 60 seconds. For the supersets, the rest times are going to be 60 seconds to 90 seconds. Then we got our optional finisher on this day, the Hapuguri Fury. All of the names of the finishers are based off of named attacks that samurais practice and train to use in their swordsmanship techniques. So the Hapuguri Fury, 3 to 4 rounds, and this one is going to be the longest finisher. Again, going in line with the idea of it being volume and endurance. It's 10 clapping push-ups, followed after by 10 reverse lunges on each side. Then we have 10 Superman holds, 10 in and out squats, and then 15 mounted climbers each side with a 60-second rest to a 90-second rest in between each round. Finally, day 3 is the Wakizashi, and this is going to be our control and power themed day. A little bit less on the volume here, but more so on developing control over our body and also explosive power. First exercise on this day is going to be another superset. This is going to be bench assisted pistol squats, supersetted with field sprints, 3 rounds. Next, we have machine rear delt flies because we got to work on those rear delts. Those rear delts especially is going to help with the posture and do that reversing that I was talking about before earlier in the video, the idea of reversing a lot of the imbalances and incorrect posture we develop through our daily lives. It's also going to help fill out the physique and also address certain weaknesses that might be coming up for him. Then we have another superset. This is going to be single leg step ups, supersetted with kettlebell swings. This one should be a fun one. We got ball slams, 3 sets of 10 to 15 reps, really get a feel for that explosive power. And then finally, we got hanging leg raises because we don't have any really targeted back workouts on this day, but I still wanted to do something to work on the grip strength. And then the optional finisher is called the Inazuma. Yeah, there we go. Inazuma Flash. Not gonna lie, this one's a doozy. 10 explosive lunges each side, 30 plank hold shoulder tap. Then you have 10 straight leg glute kickbacks each side. Then we have 10 chin ups, and then we finish it off with 15 V ups. Damn. And then we rest for 60 to 90 seconds. Me personally doing this, I know I'm going to take that full 90 seconds. That's just me personally. And then we do 3 to 4 rounds of that. Also, my fellow main characters, if you did not follow a single word of what I just said there, do not worry. The full workout will be in the description down below. CoryxKenshin has been a YouTuber that honestly has given me a lot of joy even before I started doing YouTube. And I think a lot of the samurai can probably resonate with this as well, but it always feels like life feels warmer when Cory is present and online uploading. Just knowing that he's living his life and having fun and just being himself, like, to me, gives me a lot of light and joy, and is a reminder for me to do the same as well. Cory, if you ever see this video, I just want you to know I appreciate you. You know, you don't have to do this workout, but just know this is for you if you ever want to try it out. And if you want to make tweaks and adjustments and match where you're at, hey, this is for you. Just rip it apart, destroy, do whatever you want. And honestly, it's for everybody. Anyways, guys, I appreciate you guys watching. Like this video if it made you smile. Comment this video made you think, and subscribe if you want to see more. And always remember that you are the main character of your own story. My name is Bam. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.